I will turn it over to Jen, who is a proud Oxford and College alum, has built her career at Emory, and I'm pretty sure was responsible for forming the alumni groups and identity groups that became the networks. Is that right, Jen?
That is correct, yes. So as Sarah said, class of 1998, my team, my classmate Tamiko is on the line, so shout out to Tamiko. And then 2000 from the college, I have been with advancement and alumni engagement for 23 years. I've done pretty much everything under the sun in terms of engaging alumni with the broader alumni community and with the university itself. I absolutely love community building and super excited by you all and your energy and what you do. And yeah, Candace, woo woo, Oxford. So we'll get started. I'm going to talk mostly about the Emory Alumni Association, which is our overarching staff group that works with all of you and also really has been in existence in this iteration for about 25 years. We are under the umbrella of advancement and alumni engagement and under the team of engagement and communications and marketing. So those are a lot of acronyms, AAE, ECM, and we are EAA. So the purpose of the EAA is to connect alumni to the university and each other, to help build traditions, foster student and alumni leadership, and really create opportunities for investment in Emory. Our vision for this group is a dedicated, dynamic, global alumni community whose members are committed to each other and devoted to Emory's mission and invested in its future. So a lot of times when people think about the Alumni Association, they really think about our primary stakeholders, which are you all, alumni. However, we have several other stakeholders that we try to collaborate with and engage with in order to create a very dynamic community overall. And those are students and parents. We also have recently started reaching out to healthcare friends because particularly in Atlanta, there are so many community members who benefit from the Emory healthcare system. And so if we can bring all of those community members together, we can really create a more a thriving community in Atlanta and elsewhere. Our other primary stakeholders that we work with are campus partners and fundraisers. A lot of times we will collaborate with them in ways to bring the community together. This next slide gives you more details on how we support each of those constituents or stakeholders. With our alums, we focus primarily on connecting alumni to each other through meaningful engagement and traditions. And the heartbeat of that work, honestly, is done through the regional engagement networks, our affinity groups, our industry networks, all of you. So we could not do what we do without you. The work that you do and dreaming up activities that would be meaningful to your communities is paramount in being able to bring this community together. Some of the other work we do is develop lifelong learning programs where we are sewing into you things that you want to know more about. So whether that is politics or economics, environmental factors, we really try to highlight the thought leadership we have here on campus with our faculty members that are teaching students in the classroom. We like to extend that into the communities as well. So that's how we work primarily with connecting our alumni community to each other and back to the institution. As far as our students are concerned, we try to work to create opportunities where students and alumni can get together as much as possible. A lot of that is done through industry networking nights. And so we just had a healthcare networking night a couple of weeks. Oh, that was last week. And we have a business networking night coming up in 2 weeks. And so those events where we're able to put students and alums in the room to talk about things that they have in common, so that alums can share with students their expertise and their experiences. We also will often do programs where we bring students and students and alumni together as soon as the students are interested in applying to Emory or have been admitted. And that's through our Eagle Connections program, which I'll talk about a little bit later. And then philanthropic investment. This week is 2036 Giving Week, and it's focused a lot on student orgs and student initiatives. And so really working with the students to invest in the areas that they are trying to grow in. So that's a lot of the work we do there. Parents, we involve parents in our Emory Cares activities and some of our 2036 events. And then also through building brand awareness. Parents are great ambassadors for us because they go and tell other parents to have their students apply to Emory. And so it really does help us engage and thrive and add to our thriving Emory community when we work with parents. The three remaining stakeholders on this list are really who we partner with to bring great programming to our alum, students, and parents. And so those are campus partners through the Pathway Center. We often partner with, and for those of you who don't know, the Pathway Center is the culmination of the Career Professional Development Center, Academic Success Center, and our pre-professional departments that are within the undergraduate system in the college. And so we work very closely with them in infusing alumni into the programs that they're using to give students a well-rounded experience while they're here on campus. Next is, so I want to talk to you a little bit about our accomplishments. So the Emory Alumni Association sets goals each year. And the last fiscal year, which our fiscal year runs September through August, September 1st through August 31st. And we set out a goal to engage 50,000 alumni. And with the help of many of you, we exceeded that goal and we engaged 50,210 alumni. I'm gonna stop and do a round of applause for all of your great work. This 50,210 is roughly 30% of our alumni base. Joshua Newton is our senior vice president. And when he first came on board 5 years ago, he really wanted to see us engage. He really wanted to see us engage the alumni community and ensure that we were reaching as many people as possible. And so his goal was to reach 50,000 alumni before the end of the campaign. And we have done that 2 years early. So congratulations to all of us. One of the things that you will also see is that 7 out of our 9 schools engage 30% of their alumni base as well. And that's through the work that you all do. You represent not only your communities, but also your schools. And so when you bring your classmates out to these events or other alums that you know from other schools out to these events, it also helps the school with their engagement as well. So thank you so much for that. Our goal, our alumni donor goal for 2023 was 14,500. We didn't quite reach that, but that is an industry standard that we are seeing where there are declining numbers in alumni giving all across the country. The good news, though, is that we did see an increase of 8% over fiscal year 22. So while we didn't reach our goal, we did increase, and once again, we owe that to you guys. A lot of you are advancement volunteers for 2036 Giving Week or for Day of Giving, and that helps us tremendously in achieving our goals and getting people invested in what we're doing here at Emory. And then just so that you know, we have a group of staff members who also work with students philanthropically, and they experienced 32% increase in giving among the student population. So those are all of the wonderful things that we want to celebrate. In terms of our goals for next year, our alumni engagement goal is 52,000, and our alumni donor goal is 14,380. So this is our EAA leadership team. Carol So, who is a 2010 graduate of the college, many of you might know her. She does the yeoman's work on homecoming and then Emory commencement weekend. She's the executive director of the campus and community engagement team. We'll get into depths about which each of the teams do, but just wanted you to see who she is. Sarah Hayrold, which is your incredible leader of this group, the regional engagement group. And then Lori Stevens Hunter is the executive director for our leadership engagement team. So the campus and community engagement team, they work to collaborate with students, alumni, and campus partners to promote philanthropy, engagement, and alumni participation through meaningful connections. I like to say that they focus on connecting alums with students. So anything that engages students, this is a team that is going to be the partner to you all in getting that done. Their goals for this year and really the next couple of years is to increase alumni engagement and volunteerism in support of student and campus initiatives. And so some of those are the conversations that we have, the networking nights that we have with our strategic partnerships with the Pathway Center. We really want to dive into working with our graduate school career offices to increase alumni recruitment efforts in those programs as well. As we talked about, the team is working on increasing student engagement and giving. And a lot of that is because engaged students who already have a philanthropic education become you all, engaged alumni who have who give back to the university. Another thing that we're trying to do is incorporate additional graduate school engagement options into our key initiatives. And this is because more than 50% of our alumni population is actually graduate school graduates, alumni. And so we want to ensure that we are reaching our graduate school population in a way that is meaningful to them. Typically, people have a very strong affinity to their undergraduate degree, but we love our graduate school alumni just as much. And so we want to have strong connections to them as well. And then some of the other things that they're working on is really elevating and scaling signature programs, including homecoming and commencement. And so a few of you were on campus for homecoming. I hope you had an incredible time. It's Kieran's anniversary next year, and so he'll be on campus next year to have an incredible time, along with a few of you, others of you. And so this team pretty much sponsors and works on those programs that bring you back to campus. So for this presentation, I wanted to highlight a few of the areas where I can see regional engagement and affinity group leaders really connecting to the work of this team, and that is through Eagle Connections. Eagle Connections connects alumni and students in their first year experience at Emory. And so they could be those that are applying and matriculating to Emory, or those that are already accepted to Emory. As a matter of fact, this slide is wrong. We are connecting alums to students who have been admitted to Emory. We made a change in that because this program really starts to build community from the time that the student has been accepted to Emory. Part of that is to encourage them to matriculate to Emory, but the other part is because we want students to be engaged with you all from day one. And so we do that through one-on-one conversations, video testimonials, networking opportunities, and you'll see more of this come out as Allison Michael, who's leading this program, will continue to develop ways where regional engagement volunteers can engage with students directly, even if you're not in Atlanta. The other one is one of my personal favorites, Dinner with 12 Strangers. This connects alumni and students over a meal. And that meal can be in their home, it could be at a restaurant, it doesn't necessarily have to be 12, but I love it because it also will bring students together who typically don't know each other. So it's really an experience where, oh, Yanira, you said you did a D12 at your home and it was amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, D12 is a great opportunity to get to know the students, for them to get to know you, and for them to get to know each other. So think about that when you're thinking about your programming and your offerings to through your networks. They typically take place in Atlanta in the fall and the spring, but we are exploring opportunities to do similar programming in the regions for the summer of 2024. And then we talked about homecoming. The All Alumni Kickoff Party on the Quad was a huge success. Thank you to Sarah and Denise and everyone else on the team. We had nearly 1,000 people registered, close to that attended. And so it brought together all of the class years, any affinity, graduate schools, the Caucus of Emory Black Alumni, different networks all together in celebration of Emory. And it just was incredible. And I only anticipate it getting larger each year. So next, we will talk about leadership engagement. Sarah, please make sure I'm staying on time because I feel like I might be going over. I could talk about this.
That's fine. We started a little bit later.
Okay, cool. So the leadership engagement team focuses on coordinating and managing lifelong learning opportunities. And so those are your Emory Explorers programming, where we will bring together a faculty member and an alum in conversation all around the globe. Sometimes they're virtual, sometimes they're in person, and this team is that piece of bringing together alumni and faculty members together is moving from the campus community engagement team over to this team, partially because this team already engages with our Emory Alumni Board, which is our highest alumni board, right underneath the Board of Trustees. They also engage our 40 under 40, and then other award recipients where we can use those thought partners in these programs. The other reason why we have created this faculty or thought leadership lifelong learning series under this team is because this team is managing the Emory Impact Circles. And the Emory Impact Circles are a fundraising group that I put the link here so Sarah can share it out, but really they work with different demographics in securing resources for them so that they can get some of their key initiatives off the ground. And so what will happen is that alums get together and they pull their resources together so that that money can be used as a pot of money for student groups, faculty members that petition during a particular period for grants to get their ideas off the ground. So ways that you can engage with the leadership engagement team is really through nominations. So you can nominate people for boards, for the Board of Visitors, the Emory Alumni Board, 40 under 40, which is incredible. We really rely on you guys because you know the incredible people in your region to nominate people for these awards. Also, like I said, this lifelong learning series where you have Leadership Week, Emory Explorers, Ambassadors, Impact Circles, all of that good stuff comes out of this team. And so when you're thinking through your programming, if any of this excites you, finding ways to partner with that will be incredible.